Since we're getting a little Halloween in July, I thought it'd be fun to bring back my favorite look that I did last year, the ghost face. Ghost faces! Hey guys, my name is Stephanie Brown and you're watching Creative Guzzle, my creativity vlog thing. Tonight's drink is ectoplasm, or slime, whatever you want to call it. Ooh, damn! That's making my eyes water a little bit. I can already feel it. Okay, we're gonna put this down now. So because Ghostbusters comes out this weekend, I want to talk a little bit about remakes. Because basically the new Ghostbusters movie is a remake. So tonight I thought I'd share with you a special secret on how to remake a movie. Don't. But if you must remake it, I do have some tips that might help keep your movie from falling into the all remakes suck stereotype, because let's face it, there is a reason that stereotype exists. Now the first tip is probably the most important, and that is story over spectacle. See, the thing with most remakes is that they're like, oh my gosh, we have this awesome technology now that they didn't have when they first made this movie, and they think that they can just pump all this technology and CGI into it and make it look amazing, and they forget about the story. The reason why a lot of remakes do not work these days is because they put story on the side. There are of course exceptions to this, like I think the 2009 Star Trek movie was a really good reboot, but most of them not so great. Yes, it's okay to put CGI and spectacular effects into your movie, but please, please, please do not do it to the detriment of your story. Story always comes first. That said, don't forget about your characters, because characters are just as important as stories. Please do not just make cookie cutter characters. If you're gonna reuse characters from the original story, really cut to the heart of that character, because that will help sell the story and the emotion and everything that goes into making a good movie. Third tip is please have something new to add to the remake. There should be a reason for you to remake it other than it just being an obvious money grab. Bring a new twist to it, or update it to the more modern audience. There are so many things that you can do now, and with the modern perspective you can bring a whole new aspect to the story. So you should always try to bring something new. Don't just remake it exactly like it was the first time. So not creative at all. Now I know I harp on remakes a lot, but I do think that there are some movies that haven't been remade yet that could actually benefit from being remade. Now one of the biggest ones that I think could be remade, and I have talked about this in previous videos from a couple years ago, is the 1983 movie Krull. If you can get past the cheesiness of it, it's actually really good. And the basic story of it is just a prince and a princess decide to get married to unite their kingdoms so that they can fight off this evil beast who is trying to invade their world, Krull. In the middle of the ceremony, the beast soldiers called Slayers invade the castle and kidnap the princess. And so Colwyn, the main character, and the prince, well, actually he's a king, has to go rescue her so that she won't be forced to marry the beast instead, because anybody who marries this girl would be able to rule the world, or so prophecy says. Now, like I said, the very basic story of it is pretty generic. It's, you know, princesses in another castle, only this castle teleports to different locations every sunrise, so it's really hard to find because nobody knows where it's going to be the next day. There's just so many great ideas in it, and the reason why I don't think it did well when it was originally made is because it didn't have a good enough budget, it was edited not very well, and there were some production decisions that were made that were kind of stupid. For example, they dubbed over the British actors' voices with American voices because they thought that a British accent in a fantasy movie wouldn't be believable. I kid you not, that was the reason for doing it. And nowadays people can't imagine a fantasy story without British accents. A couple years ago, I was actually working on a remake of Krull. I even wrote 45 pages for it. I thought it'd be kind of fun to tell you guys what I was thinking of changing and updating and doing differently if there was going to be a remake of Krull. So the first thing I thought about changing was there are only 3 female characters in the entire movie. There's Princess Lissa, the other Lissa, and this shapeshifter chick. I mean, there's a whole band of bandits and all of them are dudes. So I thought it'd be kind of fun to gender bend some of them and make them girls. I mean, come on, can you just imagine Lena Headey playing Torquil as a badass axe-wielding mama? I think it'd be cool. second change I was thinking about making was Colin, the main character. He's kind of boring. So I'd play up the idea that Colwyn is stubborn to a fault and thinks he has to do everything by himself. And this idea actually already kind of exists in the movie, but it's so downplayed that you have to like watch it many times, like I have, to even spot it. It's only like a couple shots here and there where you can kind of pick up on the fact that he's like, oh my god, when we work at a team, we're actually stronger. I didn't know that. It's something that is addressed, but it needs to be amplified. It has to be his biggest flaw. And the third change I want to make is Lissa's character is also very boring. She literally just spends the entire movie just wandering around the castle aimlessly. So what I thought would be fun is if she were making a map trying to figure out how to get out of the castle. And also I thought it'd be kind of fun to make her like an expert climber. It's something that I'd show before she gets kidnapped, but then becomes an advantage when she's actually in the castle. Show her climbing around trying to get out, actively trying to escape, not just wandering around doing nothing. There were so many other ideas that I have, and I think like this movie just has so much potential. It could make a really great movie today if Columbia Pictures decided to actually remake it. Hey Columbia Pictures, if you want some ideas on a remake for Krull, hit me up. I might be a little obsessed with Krull. So what do you guys think? What are some of the biggest problems with remakes, or what do you think are some good tips that people who are trying to remake movies should keep in mind when they are remaking those movies? Let me know in the comments down below. And if you like this video, don't forget to hit that thumbs up button. It's right down there. And also please don't forget to subscribe because I post new videos every Friday. Stay excellent to each other and keep making awesome things. Bye!